AJ.
What up, Brian?
Have you seen this show on Netflix called Inside the Mind of Cats or something along those lines?
I have not.
Yeah, you haven't? Dude, please,
Nope.
You must have gotten at least 45 DMs about it like I did. Everybody told me that I have to watch it. And I think most of the people who told me that said that they hadn't watched it, but they were like, this just seems like it's right up your alley. It's kind of cute. It's a little documentary about cats. They're way smarter than we thought they were. They recognize their own name. They can do tricks.
I thought these were known things.
I don't know. I think Netflix is running out of ideas.
Yeah, I canceled my subscription like months ago.
No, how are you ever gonna see the second season of Heartstoppers? Okay,
I have no idea what that is, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you should be. All right, let's start the show. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here at 6 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. If you're watching it right now, you may very well be watching it live. If you're not watching it live, then maybe you're watching it later when, Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry adds timestamps to this thing. Or maybe even later than that, when J Meow uploads this to podcast services of your choice for those of you who like to listen with your ears. That's not nearly as funny when I say it right. Podcast services of your choice. Click the link in the description down below. My name is Brian Popnician right here, PSVR without Parole, and the gentleman to my right, it's AJ. Butt Puppet from PSVR Underground.
You did it, you son of a bitch.
Butt Puppet.
What is up, man? What is up, Game Cats? I've missed you guys. I like the topic for today, Brian. That PSVR is still kicking. It's basically like undead at this point. I mean, it was basically announced. It was like on March 31st, 2022. The PSVR died with the release of Moss Book 2, the last game it was going to ever get. But wait, it's going to survive, and it's now undead through updates to games, and really good ones. And I look forward to talking about them with you today.
Yeah, man, definitely some updates that we're going to be talking about, and certainly a few games on the horizon with the PlayStation VR 2 inching ever closer by the day. It does seem like the PSVR 1's days are numbered. However, there are still some good games coming out for it, over the next few months. But that's a story for a different time. Guys, there's so many people out there who help this channel run. People we thanked at the beginning of the show. People who support us over on patreon.com/withoutparolegames for just $1 or $3 or $5 a month. All those get you rewards. We'll go into some other time. We don't really care right now. You guys are all awesome. You're paying the bills. You're making sure these lights stay on. But there's a whole nother group of people financially not needed. That's a horrible way. These are the financially unstable cats. No, these are the cats.
These are the broke bitches.
AJ, who are these people, man? Who are these people?
We would like to thank those, Brian, in another way, who support us in another way by changing their name to something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent, as you and something Gamecat adjacent like to say, and they are definitely not broke. This week, we've got 4 new Game Cats. So welcome to the Gamecat Dojo. Starting with Touch the Clouds, Gamecat.
Bing, bing.
It's like that sounds like a band name. I'd listen to that band.
I don't know. They sound like
Touch the Clouds?
It sounds like they grew up listening to Creed, and I don't know how I feel about that.
No, ew. How dare you? Okay, moving on.
I'll
show
you, please.
You still. Oh God.
You're all gonna fucking be mad at me because you're all gonna have Creed in your head, and it's not gonna be even Scott Stapp's actually okay voice.
Please stop. And you said his name.
Right?
Okay, we're going.
You're gonna hear my fucking off-pitch version of Creed in your head all night, which is so much worse. So much worse.
Is it though? We've also got Gothic Arcane, the Game Cat. Now that is my kind of Game Cat right there. Dark and magical.
Yeah. I mean, Gothic Arcane.
I love it.
Yeah. I got nothing to say about it, man. I just want to read a comic book based on you.
We've also got Serial Killer, the Vacation Imminent Game Cat. Is he on vacation? Is he here?
I mean,
is he in the chat?
Even the serial killers.
I don't see him.
Even serial killers need a break
Gotta
sometime.
take a vacation.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, dude, people talk about their tech jobs. People talk about like their physical labor jobs. Everybody gets burnt out. Do you think people that kill other people get burnt out after a little while? I mean, eventually, right? You're like, but it's my passion. No. Even if it's your passion, it can wear you out.
I like the serial killers that only kill other serial killers. Finally, we've got Tom is now a Game Cat, so guess I'm a Tom Cat.
Bing.
I like what you did there.
All the bings are off. There is no synchronization.
There's no bings.
No, the bing.
I miss the bings.
There are bings. They just happen before or after the name shows up on the screen. I haven't quite figured out how.
Hashtag bring back the bings. Everybody, hashtag, come on, let's revolt.
I do like this name.
We want the bings.
It's very straightforward. Tom was like, I wonder what my Game Cat name is going to be. And he just sort of like, this was his stream of consciousness. And he goes, well, that's it. Everything I just thought is now my name.
I love it, man. It worked great.
It does. It really does. Tomcat. Guys, if you have no idea what all these names are, we just gave a shout out to. Just remember that the Game Cats are the loyal following of Without Parole, and so if you want to show your dedication to the channel, your commitment to the channel, that you tell us that you love us almost as much as we love you, but without spending a single dime. Procast bitches. Just change your name to GameCat and then let us know in the comments below by putting hashtag GameCat so I can find you before next Monday's show. We'll give you a shout out. That's how shit works. It's not running a terribly organized operation over here, right? So so don't expect me to like just have this running list. No, I do a search 10 minutes before the show. Arian with a 35 cubic zirconias. God, I hope he didn't say anything offensive because I didn't read this tip before. I'm reading it right now. Is there anything you can add to the rumors coming out today that the PlayStation Showcase will be on September the 8th? Because we're in the US, we don't say 8th September. Can we expect PSVR2 details? AJ, with all of your contacts out there in the VR world, I
channel the beanie powers, the mystical beanie powers.
I was going to say, this is the extent of your contacts, I think.
Yes.
The follicles will tell us.
I like to be surprised, so I haven't really reached out to some of my contacts lately, but it definitely seems likely, and I am very, very hopeful for a showcase. I would say it's, pretty safe to expect. If we don't get anything by the end of this month, which I don't think we will, I think it's pretty safe to say we'll get something first half of next month for sure. Yeah, I could see that, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But, Brian, the other part of that question
Did you just call me Butt Brian?
You are Butt Brian. Damn, now you threw off my train of thought.
You're welcome. Now all you're thinking about is Butt Brian.
Brian.
That's right. I'm gonna say I don't have anything to add, not from any kind of place of knowledge, just from guessing and seeing what Sony's been doing lately. I think Sony's in a good place right now. I believe, if I got my dates right, that Last of Us is launching. Last of Us Part 1 remake is launching first week of September. I think they want.
Dude, we have breaking news, Brian.
What's up?
Right now, Sony have tweeted and confirmed that PlayStation VR 2 is going to be available early 2023.
Like Q1, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, I do believe that's a Q1.
If only somebody told everybody that in February of this year.
Guys, it is official. This comes from, at least I'm seeing it right now, from the PlayStation France Twitter.
PlayStation France. Interesting.
So, yes. Wow. We have confirmation. I have a feeling, I wonder if this was supposed to be if this was supposed to happen right now or if this was planned for later.
All right, let me bring that up over here on the screen because here, let's bring it right up right here. For anybody who doesn't want to go to Twitter, for anyone who's not on Twitter, this is PlayStation France Twitter account. Let's scroll down just a little bit. It says, Disponible debut 2023, hashtag PSVR2. They say it very magically because they are France. I don't know if that's the correct accent. That's not even a real accent. That's fucking terrible. That's cool. I mean, we all knew this, right? No one here should be surprised. We've been talking about this for, since February. But it is nice to hear Sony say it themselves. So.
Yep, it is official. PlayStation VR2 Q1 2023. They say early 2023. And yeah. So Brian.
So shout out to J Meow with the $2 tip. So Sony just tweeted PSVR2 coming early 2023. Thank you, J Meow, for keeping us on our toes. Looper the Underground Gamecat with the €5 says the tech issues may have taken a break just to return tomorrow. That's true. When I get Aceville on here for the Gamescom showcase, we're going to have all sorts of technical problems. So let's just leave this on the screen for anyone who just joining us. So getting back to Arian's tip, I'm just going to say, man, that I do think that the 8th or 9th or whatever people are speculating on in September is a little bit too early. I think Sony wants to let Gamescom go by, which of course it will be over by then. They've got The Last of Us coming out. I think they want to let that get out there and they don't want to distract people from that. And then after that, they announce, hey, PlayStation Showcase. So I'm thinking somewhere near the mid to late September. I know there's a lot of rumors out there, and a lot of people are speculating. And a lot of people probably know a lot more than we do about this. But without knowing anything, that's what I would be guessing right now. I think Sony just wants to dominate the month, and they really will. People will speculate for a full week leading up to that event. And yes, of course, there'll be PSVR2 details there. Of course, I think PSVR2 is going to be a big chunk of that show.
Yeah, I hope so. I think it ties into one of our questions, but I'm very curious how much they're going to market PSVR2 because I feel like the last state of play they did was like really the first right thing they did with the marketing since basically launch. So it was a good sign from the last show, and I really, really hope they do dedicate lots of time to showing off and have some amazing stuff to show. And I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to see other people disappointed. It is important to keep your expectations in check. They could very well kind of make it feel like it's a little tacked on here at times because they have, a lot of other players to satisfy. But I like what they've shown so far with the first state of play, and I hope it grows from there.
We were just doing a little bit of research today, and we saw that PlayStation VR1 orders opened up almost 6 months to the day before it got released. And so a Sony showcase mid-September could very well be roughly 6 months before PlayStation VR2 launches. And so they could, I do think that it's possible we could see a bunch of PSVR2 stuff and then and maybe show the technical side of the headset, and then say pre-orders now are open. I think that'd be a really exciting way to kind of kick off the festivities. You're right; they've been kind of dragging their feet, but again, with 6 months until launch, it's like now from now on will be the time to really kick the marketing into high gear. Prior to this, you'd be like, oh man, it's like still like 7, 8, 9 months out. It's like, of course we know why we get that. Matthew Longo in the chat said 16th of September. Doubt it's late September. Yeah, I should clarify. I don't think it's going to be late September. I think mid to the following week, like the 3/4 of the way through September at the latest. Anyway, I'm probably wrong on all counts anyway. So we got Nihilus Dry in the game feline with the $5 tip says, merci beaucoup, Sony friends. And thank you, Brian, for already knowing. Thank you. For those of you who actually believed me,
merci PlayStation.
There were obviously a lot of people out there who just said, "Fuck you, Brian." Q4 2022. Of course, why would they ever miss the holiday season? Why would they ever? Because they're selling PlayStation 5s. That's why. I know we already have ours, but there's a lot of people who don't. Just mere minutes away, AJ. Mere minutes away.
We can celebrate now, Brian. We can celebrate because at least Sony have confirmed it themselves. And we have an official word now. And yeah, that is awesome. Even if it was probably by accident, which it kind of seems like it was. No, they posted about it on their Instagram. And then the France and Japan have tweeted it. I don't see anything from PlayStation US
as we've
account.
heard. As
PlayStation
we've heard.
Brazil
Yeah.
is so maybe they're just a little slow.
As we've heard from multiple sources, Sony, the different branches of Sony operate practically like different companies, separate entities. Like there isn't like one binding thing that like really holds them together as well as they should be for a corporation that large. So no surprises there. I'm sure they'll be tweeting it out, if not soon, over the next day or two. The Wolf Craze with the $5 tips. Has been a while since I caught a cast. Good to see you guys again. Good to see you too, Wolf Craze.
Oh.
Jamie out with the $2 tip says, I'm still betting on Q4 until I hear it from Shu. Until I hear it from Shu. Sorry. Now you have Creed and Gin Blossoms in your head. AJ, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. But fuck that shit. Let's take it to the cats, because if you guys don't know, over on our Discord, click the link in the description below to join our Discord. We have a viewer takeover channel, and that is where all of you guys can leave your questions for us to tackle on the show. Sure, you could leave them in the chat right now. You could. Are we going to see them? I don't know, man. Probably not, because we got these other questions right here, right now. Right here, right now. Peepo, the mistaken NDA, says, do you think we'll get a PSVR2 game with PS Plus the month that it comes out? Will we get a PSVR2 game with PlayStation Plus, AJ, the month that it comes out?
Oh, the month that it comes out.
Yeah, that's first month that we have PSVR2 on our sweet little eyeballs.
I was so confident going into this question. I was going to be like, it's only a matter of when. Like, yes, they will absolutely at some point or another include a PlayStation Plus PSVR2 game. Or a PSVR2 game with PlayStation Plus. I think it is absolutely bound to happen.
Answer the question.
I could see something with the premium or extra. I would say maybe not one of those free monthly games or something, but yeah, I don't know. They absolutely could. I'm sure they've got plenty of stuff to work with, and it would be very awesome if they did.
Yeah. What's the black and white samurai game that's just totally escaped my mind?
Samurai Slaughterhouse.
That's the one. Remember how the developer of that was saying he was in talks with Sony to make it a pack-in game, and we were like, pack-in game? That doesn't happen. Maybe this could be the very definition of a pack-in game in 2023, as Stray could technically be considered a pack-in game with Plus. I'm again using the terminology very, very loosely, but that's, but for a game that you technically paid for in one way, but you're not actually, handing out the money for specifically in another way. But so I think Samurai Slaughterhouse could be a perfect example to be like, hey, it's not a AAA game, but here's a $20 game for your brand new PSVR 2.
I like what Beard of Power 666 is thinking. He says, I think it will be a PSVR1 game remastered or something.
That's wonderful.
What he's trying to say is Sony is cheap.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I wouldn't agree with that guess is because I am pretty gung-ho on the theory that we're going to have a PlayStation Plus collection that remasters a bunch of PSVR1 games, just like we had the PlayStation 4 collection for the PS5 owners. We got so many AAA amazing games that were upscaled or had improved frame rates or whatever that all ran better on PlayStation 5. Just like, I mean, a year or more of games to play. It kind of would make sense if they would do that for PlayStation VR 2 as well, and we get Astrobot and Blood and Truth and Immortal Legacy. All the top tier games.
Wow.
Yeah. I just had to throw it
I like
in.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I snuck that in there.
Yeah.
That's your sneak.
Josh76 gives us the next viewer takeover question. He says, with games like Zenith implementing the use of haptic vests in their game, do you think haptic vests will provide support for PSVR2 titles? If so, what games would make a good fit? I think I screwed up your question, Josh. For haptic vests. Do you think we'll get haptic vests? There's got to be some. PSVR2?
I'll answer the first part first, and then you answer the second part. There's got to be, one thing that's really cool about this next gen is that it's going to open the doors for tons of new accessories because virtual reality. We've had accessories for regular flat screen games, console games for a long time now. There's been some, like the sharpshooter and whatnot. But VR, it gives the opportunity to create and introduce brand new accessories into the mix. I mean, everything from, hanging cable things to all sorts of stuff. Now, to answer the question, there's got to be some third-party person, company or something that eventually partners with PlayStation. But that's the thing, is that I don't know. You're not going to get the best support unless they partner up with them. Maybe there's somebody that's genius enough that comes up with a solution that can just, kind of automatically configure itself for different games. But if they really introduce like a real support for it, it will be 10 times better.
My answer is way more simple. Yes. I think there will be third parties or potential even first party haptic vest for PSVR2. And I think that, come on, we get the fucking 3D rudder, right? And those guys held on with a product that didn't make any sense, that didn't even work that good for pretty fucking a long time. So a haptic vest is something that people actually want out there. So, to add to the immersion. And I think the easy answer to the question, Josh, which games would make a good fit? Any game where you get shot. Right, if they can nail down, I got shot in the shoulder, I got shot in the belly button, right? Like any additional feedback is going to make for good stuff.
It's similar to like the rumble in the headset. There could be other stuff. You could do stuff like simulating G-force in an airplane or melee combat. Sword fighting, stuff like that. That would be really, really cool. It'll be interesting to see how many people would really be want to invest in being able to simulate pain. But you could also do it for a bunch of things. An earthquake or heavy wind and all sorts of things. I think it'd be cool as well for social interaction. Like I could poke you and you could feel it every time, and I could annoy the shit out of you. More than I already do.
But Brian wants a haptic chair so I can kick your ass. And you'll feel it.
Yes.
But Brian.
I love it.
But puppet. TCMF Games Official. That just rolls off the tongue. With the Canadian 279. It says PSVR2 confirmed for 2023. Y'all see that? Yeah, February.
We did.
We saw that in February. Didn't you see that in I'm sorry. I'm just being I'm being an absolute fucking dick today. But no, we did. We got the news about 10 minutes ago, and we included it in the show. But thank you very much. We appreciate you swinging by.
Canada's in on the action. Where's the U.S. PlayStation Twitter? What are y'all doing?
I don't know. He's Canadian, man, so he understood the French one. He probably follows the French PlayStation channel because Canadian. See my mug? It says Cat Dad. It's adorable.
Odd.
Right? Yeah. Okay, now our last viewer takeover question comes to us from Emily Baxter. Writes, PS5 consoles are becoming more readily available. Fact. Amazon has invite drops. Drops on Sony Direct have been lasting longer, and GameStop have been having console drops in stores multiple days this week. I think I screwed up your question too, Emily. Sorry. With a big push, do you think that Sony is getting ready for a big reveal showcase for PSVR2 with pre-orders going live for holiday and a launch in January? Yes, in not January, late February, early March.
What he said.
Yeah. this is really good news. We've been talking all year about Sony's manufacturing plans and how they're upping manufacturing and able to partner with different factories in order to make more PlayStation 5 and get them on store shelves. They still haven't met demand, but they're getting closer. As Emily said, it takes longer for them to sell out every single time you see them now, which is great. It means if you've been trying to get one, you're very likely able to. Now, we have heard reports from cats in other countries saying this still isn't the case over there. So we are very empathetic to your cause. But I think that maybe it's starting in North America and will eventually spread out to encapsulate all the demands that are happening in the rest of the world. And by the holiday season, again, this is Sony's plan. They need to make sure they sell enough PlayStation 5s out there through this holiday season, and then they can focus on PSVR2 next year. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is where I was going to talk about. It'll be interesting to see how much they actually, with the push, how much they push PSVR 2. Are they going to use it as just like, hey, this thing also exists? Or are they going to be like, this is another reason to buy a PS5? Or, yeah, I don't know.
AJ, I don't know if you saw one of our YouTube friends out there. We won't name him because if I do, I'll be forced to make fun of him. We won't name him, but found the website out there that apparently is taking pre-orders for PlayStation VR 2 and is pointing to it as a price leak and possible release date leak. Have you been paying attention? Have you seen this?
I have been paying attention, and I have seen it, Brian.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, let's go on over. Let's go on over to the full screen and bring up the website. This obviously extremely reputable website, and see what they have to say. So, if you guys aren't familiar with the extremely reputable website, the temptingoffersshop.com. And
rolls off the tongue.
Have you seen this beautiful art design? This wonderful HTML that was obviously made in like Dreamweaver, circa 2001. Over here, this is obviously a place that I want to drop $400 on. These guys are selling PlayStation. I'm sorry, not PSVR 2s. PlayStation PS5 PSVR headset version 2. It's even a misleading name. It's like it's at no point does it say PSVR 2 other than the picture they're using with the logo. That you could very well get a PlayStation VR V2, PSVR1 V2, and be like, this. We really didn't mislead you. This is pretty accurate with our description.
So there was, I did when I saw this and heard the news.
News.
Yep. I did get a little bit excited for a second there because correct me if I'm wrong here, but haven't there been kind of a history of retailers, especially European retailers, sometimes accidentally leaking hardware? Am I just imagining that like happened in the past, or has that happened before, where like a Target ad shows something, or a European online store has like a pre-order or something, and it turned out to be actually somewhat accurate because they screwed up, and they leaked it.
Sure, I'm sure that's happened, but I think even more frequently than that, things like this happen. Or you guys just seeing here, I got a tornado pod that's going into frame every so often. No, okay. Just as often, you'll see like the box art of Fallout 4 VR for PlayStation VR. Right, and it's actually listed in a GameStop catalog, like an official catalog. There's all sorts of official things that have been inaccurate, just as often as there have been official things that have been, mistakenly revealed. Now, this is not Target, AJ. This is very much not Target. In fact,
I think this person created this listing for one goal, and I think they actually, sadly, achieved that goal, which is to get a little bit more interaction on their website. But they have the price listed. I think it was 356 pounds is what they said, which roughly equates to about $420. And if you scroll down to the additional information and open that up, though, in this little small print, it says price and release date will be confirmed once we know, basically, something like that. So it confirms that this was actually just a placeholder, that is just a guesstimate price. And sadly, it is not a leak or something like I was hoping it was when I first saw it.
Yeah. It is, I will say it's a strange price. And the fact that it's a strange price
is also a strange price.
It leads me to believe usually if there's a placeholder type thing for these sites where they're like, okay, well, we want to make sure that we offer the pre-orders. We want to be the first ones to offer them. We want to make sure that we get out there and do this because the people are asking for it. Then they put in this exorbitant price, a way they know they can't get fucked, right? If they put it up for like $300 and it turns out to be $400, then they have a problem, right? They can't ask somebody who pre-ordered for more money. What they can do is simply just credit somebody's account and be like, oh, as it turns out, it was $100 less than we thought it was going to be. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. This is too close to what it's actually going to be. So the fact that it's 356 pounds makes me go, man, it does add the smallest amount of credibility in my head because they're going for something very, very specific here.
Right.
That said, $420 or 356 pounds. I know that very frequently prices are not the same across the board. It's not like you just put it into a currency exchange site and then that's how Sony prices everything, right? Very frequently it's like, the UK might get screwed a little bit on the conversion. Europe might get screwed a little bit on the conversion, however it works out. So yeah, I don't know. I just for anyone, we had to talk about this because anytime something like this pops up, AJ and I get dinged, and we get lots of DMs and lots of emails and say, "Hey, have you seen this? This is proof." And so we figured we'd bring it up on the show and talk about it and say probably.
But hey,
probably not
you
proof.
can. But hey, you can be excited about something else, which is the early 2023 release date. So woohoo, right in time for tax season.
Bro, I'm not excited about that at all. The fact that they didn't say Q1, I'm like, oh geez, early means anything before really the end of June. So let's not get excited about anything right now.
Yeah.
Here, let's go over to the
let's
chat
not
for a
give this
second.
website any more attention.
We will just for a second. I swear I'll switch the scene in a second. Wally is now a GameCat. Were you specifically a White Tiger with a Canadian $2 tip? Says, hey guys, happy to you back. Happy to
you back too.
Yes, happy to all you backs. Every one of you backs. Donatello, the scientist GameCat with the $5 tip says, congrats on PSVR2 release date prediction. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
That actually wasn't a prediction.
No.
We knew that.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Why now? Maybe to put out before Gamescom so that devs can put a PSVR2 tag after their trailer. It would be nice. I think that we'll start seeing the PSVR2 logo on trailers on Sony's showcase and after. I don't think we're going to really start seeing that prior. I don't think we're going to see that during Gamescom. I actually think Gamescom is going to be pretty... If anybody wants to feel the pain with me, tomorrow Aceville and I will be streaming all of the opening night of Gamescom. We are an official co-streamer for that event, and so we'll hang out and we'll see some Quest games that will likely come to PSVR 2. But just keep in mind that until the Sony showcase happens, I wouldn't expect too much PSVR 2 stuff to rear its ugly head.
Yeah, we'll definitely see some stuff that is. Even if they don't mention PSVR 2, they're likely coming to PSVR 2, but it would be nice if there's some official. This is a PSVR 2. This is it running on PSVR 2 stuff happening. But definitely keeping my expectations in check for that. But yeah. Hey,
speaking of Gamescom, again, we are streaming that. The show it's in Germany, so opening night for them is early afternoon for us. So opening night starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to start the pre-show about 20-30 minutes ahead of time. We'll see how much coffee I need to get going tomorrow, and that'll dictate how long the pre-show is. But who do you expect to see there? I know we know a couple, but we know that like Nox Noctis will be there with Do Not Open, Fast Travel with Trebuchet and the games that they're publishing and developing. But who else? I mean, are you expecting to see anybody else, or guessing anyone else will be there?
Lots of just various indie games. Let's see, but indie studios. I'm not, maybe a couple third-party stuff, but again, anything third-party that's like, big studios, they're going to be showing that for a PlayStation showcase, I would think. Maybe this time next year, it's a different story because everything's been released and whatnot, but
hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry. I was reading the chat. I wasn't listening to you, AJ. Now you know what it feels like.
Yeah, it's fine.
Butt puppet.
I'm talking to everyone in the chat.
Oh, good.
Anyways,
yeah.
Not you.
All right, cool. Well, let's stop doing the show. We'll just sit here and type to people in the chat.
I'm just checking Twitter for any other stuff. As PlayStation, I don't think they still haven't tweeted it yet. I'm just waiting for them to say something to say it. But
fuck PlayStation. Darth Vader, the Gamecat with the $2 tip, says PSVR2 has officially been announced for early 2023. So as long as Vader is saying it. Fuck PlayStation.
Oh,
right?
It's true. Because he's the last person to find out. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Vader.
Nice to see Vader's watching. It's always a nice treat.
Yes, that is nice.
All right, man. Let's move on to our next story. Vertigo Games announced that there's a new season of After the Fall coming in September. I don't know what it's called because that's as much information as I know about.
Hold on, I got you.
After the Fall.
I might have to scroll down a little bit. I thought it is called Reclamation Season.
Nice, because that just rolls off the tongue too. Reclamation. What's
September 15th, Reclamation Season is coming. They tweeted out earlier, block out your calendars, runners. After the Fall's Reclamation Season kicks off September 15th.
I'm trying to figure out what a reclamation point looks like. The process of claiming something back or of reasserting a right. So reclaiming, reclamation. It all makes sense. I just wish there was a reclamation mark. Sorry, I'll stop talking now. In my head, it was really funny. I swear, really funny. I still hear people laughing.
And also,
joke in my head.
Speaking of Gamescom, they will be there. Vertigo Games will be there. And they said for those coming to Gamescom, the hordes await you in Hall 9.1 stands, blah, blah, blah. Oh, at the Pico Interactive booth.
Moving on. Moving on. Man, I'm a little concerned. I know that Vertigo Games has a lot in the works, and they've got these exclusivity deals, not exclusivity deals, but deals with Meta to make sure that they're following Gamescom on Quest, and to me that's just very limiting. Meaning, if they don't have any PSVR2 exclusives in the work, or not even exclusives, games that will run on PC VR and PSVR2, I think it might be holding them back. It'll be interesting to see how that developer progresses and weathers the upcoming storm. Yeah,
shit's going down on Twitter, man.
Nice. What's going down on Twitter?
Callum Hurley, if I'm not mistaken, he was the developer. Oh, wait, who's this?
Callum Hurley. That sounds familiar.
Here, let me just send this to you right here.
Yeah, I have to retweet. I have to retweet this because otherwise everyone will just keep tagging me, being like, "Did you hear?"
Callum Hurley says,
"We're doing a live show, guys." Yes,
PlayStation VR. I know it's really hard to do the show and you look at Twitter and all this shit at the same time. Callum Hurley, he says he's a VR producer at Answer. What is this?
I don't know. The name sounds familiar. What was it? Callum what?
Answer? No, but he's not. It's not. I was thinking the other Callum from Superhot team. This is not him. But he said PlayStation VR 2 is coming early 2023. Wouldn't it be fun if you learned about some new PSVR 2 games soon? Say next month. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So So during the Sony showcase, I'd assume, right?
Next month.
Right.
I guess that kind of just almost sort of confirms it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying, and I'm trying to see what this guy's made, but well, it may be a conversation for another time, right?
Yep.
All right. And that's enough news about After the Fall. Moving on to this is how we get back on schedule, AJ, just by pretending like we talked about something. We don't know anything about this update. They basically said a new season is coming September, I don't know, 9th or something. Who the fuck cares? But all of their seasons so far have been very, very, very underwhelming. I wouldn't call any of them a season. I would call them small updates. So anyway, dude, you played the new Puzzling Places puzzle, didn't you?
I did. Isn't it nice getting content for this game that we should have been getting from the start? Because I think so. I have been really not crazy about their model, their business model for Puzzling Places, Poopla, where they are like, you can sign up for this monthly thing and we'll drop you some things maybe every month. And this was just a free update of nice, colorful puzzle. Like, it looks pretty because a lot of their puzzles are kind of like blandish and not colorful. And, they're like a lot of them are real locations. Some of them are just like, but there are a lot of grays and browns, and it's like, get some color in those things, man. So this one is a temple. It is a temple, and it's a big blue temple, and I just did like the 25. I don't remember where the location was. I forgot to send you. I had like pictures of screenshots of it. And I was going to look at what the location was, but it did get me to go back into Puzzling Places, and I did think, now granted, am not really often in the mood to sit there and put together a puzzle, but if I was, it was a nice experience. It's a well-designed game, and it kind of reminded me that, hey, like, this is pretty cool. One of the things I love about it, there's two things I really love about it. Number one, the sound design of the game. I love, as you put it together, you start to hear these noises that are just very like atmospheric noises, and from crickets to rain to all sorts of stuff. But then the other thing is like the one cool effect that I don't know if they intended this for happen. I don't think to happen. I don't think they did. But if you actually like put your face like into the puzzle, sometimes it actually blows up like it. And you also have to close one eye. So I know it's not on purpose. If you put your head like into a puzzle and close one eye, like it actually looks almost like life-size scale sometimes, and can look really cool. So overall, I really liked it. It was free. And it was blue, and it was nice.
Nice. Yeah, there's also some animation in this, which is something that's a little bit different for Puzzling Places. I personally haven't jumped into this, but I've seen just in this trailer, you can see the, for lack of a correct term, I'm going to call them tassels hanging from the side of the Buddhist temple, and you can see them kind of moving in the wind, which is very nice. And yeah, I got to jump in and play this at some point. I love Puzzling Places. I've called it a top 25 game since it came out. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I just think it's absolutely such a meditative, great way to spend a few hours. Very relaxing. A big fan. As AJ said, the sound design is incredible. The photogrammetry they use gives some incredible detail in some of these puzzles.
Yeah.
So when you zoom in real close, there's still a lot of detail. And I absolutely love that. That's why doing the 400-piece puzzles is the way to do it. Because once you've created them, the pieces aren't just smaller, right, to make 400 pieces out of a 25-piece puzzle. The pieces are bigger. They're almost the same size, right? And so then you're creating a bigger puzzle. And so you can kind of get a more, a cooler end result when you're done putting a 400-piece puzzle together rather than a 25-piece puzzle. And that's enough time to spend on Puzzling Places, which leads us to the craziest thing we've ever played on PlayStation VR. This isn't true, but it is kind of fun. And that's the update that just came to Rec Room this week called Showdown. AJ, did you have a chance to play Showdown?
Of course I did. Yeah, it's a new Western-themed PvP room, where yeah, it's pretty cool. It's I jumped in for about maybe 20, 30 minutes. It surprisingly wasn't as busy as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it is a Sunday night, and Rec Room usually has like a younger player base. Although, uh, uh, some lady that had like grand aunt, I think was her name. She kept killing me. She was playing. But yeah, and it's got all the little, Western style things. It's got a Western voiceover, and it actually had some really cool things about it that I will definitely share more on. But did you get to play?
I'll share more on after these words from our sponsor.
After these words from Brian.
Hey, Butt Puppet here. I just wanted to say, no, I did play. Rypop, our faithful and awesome moderator, Rypop, he and I jumped in, and it was very, very easy to get a game together. It's 3v3, and so it doesn't take a whole lot. Plus, Rec Room is cross-play and cross-platform and cross-everything. You can play this thing on a fucking phone if you want to, and all these people get to play together, and so there's never a shortage of people playing, which is really nice. They're all kids, which is less nice. One of them kept calling me racist. That wasn't fun. However, the game itself, I think, is really good. The weird thing is that a lot of these Rec Room games kind of feel the same. You run around on teams and you shoot each other. But there's a lot of polish going on here. They introduce a whole new set of weapons like pop guns. They've got this Western themed music. They've got a train going through the middle of the town.
I love that train, by the way. I was gonna point that out.
Yeah, the level design period is great, but the train going through the middle. If you see somebody on the other side of it and trying to time your shot to shoot them through the train, it's great. I love that.
Well, you can also you can also jump through the train. Like if you time it right, you don't have like all the time in the world to do it. So but it's really cool. It really, really good level design. I agree.
Yeah, and so and I think that's what really sells this, because again, like this is just like paintball or laser tag or anything else. Like a lot of these Rec Room games start feeling the same, but you can tell a lot of care was put into this, and I had a lot of fun. Sadly, I think you said you spent about 20, 25 minutes, something like that.
Like 30 minutes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think I spent about the same time, somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Played like 4 matches or so, and I was like, that was fun. I don't think I'm ever going to play it again, which kind of hurts my soul a little bit as somebody who, has written music, as somebody who's like created art before, somebody would, I feel for these creators, the people who spend countless hours putting this stuff together, create, lovingly crafting new weapons and sound effects and music and really thinking strongly about the map, just for me to go, that was a fun 20 minutes. I'm never going to play your game again. It's like, yeah, I hate that so much.
It was fun. It was funny because I was playing it and I was like, oh, this is really good. Oh, this train is really cool. Oh, you can jump around. There's like verticality. There's lots of cover you can take. There's shotguns. You can be risky, more powerful weapons you can run out to the middle and get and take a risk. Yeah. And then like I was like having a pretty good time. And then like the kids I was playing with, they're like, yeah, okay, I'm bored. They're like, this is so boring. And I was like, really? I was like, I thought I was having fun. And these kids were just like, let's go. I'm bored. I was like, am I like, so I don't know. I got a little conflicted after that. I was like, well, I thought it was pretty cool. But I totally understand, like, it not being something that you could play for hours. It doesn't feel like something you'd play for hours and hours and hours. Like, I really like their quests that they do.
Agreed.
But even those, I don't end up spending tons of hours in them,
Right.
But man, Rec Room has so much content. It is ridiculous.
So much content. Yeah. And this stuff like this is really polished and it's hard to, dude.
Very polished.
I was gonna say the content is free, so it's hard to argue. Dude, the game is free. It's still Rec Room beta. Like it's absolutely incredible. You could go in and just spend hundreds of hours in Rec Room, not on any specific creation, but on all of the creations. It's really crazy. And I think it has a really, I think Rec Room has a pretty nice art style. When you look at something like this and you see kind of how it's evolved, it's always been on the basic side, but when you jump into something like this, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of nice structures here. with some nice art design. It still looks very Rec Room, but it's polished Rec Room. I think they're doing well over there.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. And then the other huge update that we got this week, AJ, as I changed trailers from one to the other, was Alvo. I want to say it's Fire and Fear update. Is that what it's called? Fire and Fear?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That is correct.
Nice. And I was not going to lie. I was absolutely shocked by how much time I spent in Alvo today. Just to let everybody know, this is the first time I have been home in about a week and a half. If you guys haven't been paying attention, I had a severe black mold problem in my kitchen. I no longer have a kitchen, and so I couldn't be here for quite a while. And so I moved everything in late last night.
He loves Resident Evil 7 so much it manifested itself into his apartment.
Strangely enough, that's accurate. So it was really nice to be back, and where the hell is this gameplay? I was like, do not spend all this time here to make sure we get the Alvo footage going. Anyway, Alvo Fire and Fear. Open? I don't know, man. I spent all this time today making good footage, and I don't know. While I'm figuring out what the hell's going on, I wanted to give CreeperBetty a shout out today anyway. But she just tipped, so this is a good.
There's always room for a CreeperBetty shout out.
This is a good time to take a quick break and. Oh look, the Alvo footage showed up. That's fucking weird. CreeperBetty, we love her to death. She's been on the channel before. She's been a very good friend to me and AJ and all the other cats out there. She works tirelessly on the VR chat show, where they interview developers. She's making sets in Rec Room. And all this work has paid off, and we just want to give her a huge shout out because this week she got a job at Kluge Interactive, developers of Synth Riders. I want to say 3D artist. Is that right?
Yes.
So congratulations, CreeperBetty.
Congratulations.
Give CreeperBetty some love in the chat, man. Everybody give her a big virtual hug.
Wholesome, 100% pure game cat.
That's right. And CreeperBetty VR with the $5 tip says, Happy Monday, Game Cats. Over 230 in chat. Show some love. Hit the like button and jump on the tip train. Hugging you, Brian. And AJ, hugs right back to you. CreeperBetty, we love you so much. Congratulations again. Kluge Interactive couldn't gotten a better gal.
Now get that multiplayer in there.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck's going on?
Let's not ruin the moment.
Right. All right, dude. Let's get back onto Alvo. The Alvo Fire and Fear update added a brand new Tokyo map, I believe, for multiplayer, and
it's called Dojo.
I hear there's cherry blossoms. Here's the funny thing, AJ. I think I was in Alvo for like 3 hours today. I never once played the Dojo.
That's the most you've ever played.
I know I did.
Oh, you never played the Dojo map?
Is it, what? No, never. No, today I played for 3 hours today, and obviously, what I was focused on was the Sanatorium map, because the Sanatorium map is the new zombie map, and unlike the last zombie map that we got, which was just monastery with some strange additions, with like blood smeared on the walls and zombies. That was kind of it. This was different, right? The Sanatorium was actually, it felt like it was designed to be a zombie map, and there's they added just enough mechanics to the zombie gameplay mode to make it actually feel like a different mode rather than just something that was tacked on. That Monastery definitely did feel like. Talk to me about that, AJ. Tell me.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in thinking that this was pretty cool and liking the level design. They borrowed more. It's like what you said. The first few maps the first zombie mode, when it dropped, it was literally like, one of the Alvo maps, and it just has zombies coming out. This is actually designed for it, and this has a lot of those Call of Duty zombie tropes where you have to earn currency. And then, this is what I love about this. There's the mechanics to it. There's a lot more going on than just zombies coming at you and shooting. You have to earn money to unlock stuff, unlock areas, new areas like you would in a Call of Duty Zombies game. You also, there's an extraction point at the very end, and to me personally, that like goal at the end of the like that you have to get to is what makes this a little bit more satisfying to me versus just how many zombies can you kill till you get bored.
Yeah. Agreed. And there's definitely some risk and reward going on here, because there's control points that you need to sort of go and occupy. But if you once you stand there for a certain amount of time, once you go and take control of the control point, I'm trying not to say the thing that I keep thinking.
Capture the control point.
Yeah. So the enemies are capturing our control point.
There you go. You got to just get it out.
Had to get it out, right? Because you can actually spend quite a bit of time before going to the control point, and just sort of grinding for money, right? And just killing a bunch of zombies and doing it that way. But then you run the risk of being like, oh, are we going to have enough time? And is everybody going to be able to go together in order to, to end the level before the level ends us? So I like that. And it doesn't have the same feeling that the monastery map did. The monastery map, so I ended up playing the monastery map today too, because I was just trying to just play with people and being like, well, wherever I can find players, I'll hang out. And we got to like the 12th wave in monastery, and I was like, this is so boring. Like nothing's happening. It takes so long for it to ramp up, but the sanatorium ramps up much faster. And it's up to you to decide how quickly you want to do it. Do you want to play it safe and just hold back, or do you want to really go balls to the wall and start clearing these areas? Because there's areas on the first floor that you can clear for get rid of these boxes over here for like $3,000 or $5,000. But if you want to move up the stairs, it's like $7,000, and getting up the stairs to the top level is where the helicopter is. And so you can you can play it safe and take your time and find there's collectibles. There's these ducks that unlock Easter eggs. I think this is a wonderful step forward for Alvo. I think Alvo excels at PvE far more than it does at PvP. I think getting people together with a common goal, it just feels better in Alvo than the PvP stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with it, right? I mean, there are issues, but this, I think the jank that Alvo has isn't quite as apparent here.
Well, what is apparent to me is that they launched a foundation for something, and they have been working toward fleshing it out, and the newer content they release is better than what they launched with. Because I do think while the gameplay, the core mechanics were fun, the content itself was kind of lacking. It was very bland, right? And it's a little bit better. The new maps are my favorite maps that every time they release a new one, I actually really like them more and more, because they're starting, some of the early levels are really confined spaces, and now they're starting to spread them out a little bit to where you actually have some time to, make a strategy or something like that. But yeah, the thing for me, I think both the PvP and the PvE are fun. The problem to me with Alvo is there's one backbreaking problem for it right now, and that is that it still doesn't have a really strong player base. It always has people playing it. It seems like there's always people playing it. It just never has full lobbies everywhere, and I think that hurts the experience, because we've played it at launch and known what it's like with a full lobby, right? Around launch. We had a lot of fun playing with each other, playing with friends. And that is a key element that really makes the experience more fun, is when there's more people playing it. And like I said, it has players. It just doesn't have full lobbies and stuff, which is unfortunate, because all this new stuff that they're putting in, I think, is much better than the old stuff. But you're not getting the full experience without a full player base.
Yeah. Yep. Alvo's had a little bit of an interesting journey, I think. It's launched at $40. You launch at $40, people expect polish, right? It's now $15, and I got to tell you that I'm definitely getting my $15 worth of fun out of Alvo these days. It's a good time. It's a good time, but also $15 makes that good time a lot more palatable, right? It's like
yeah. $15 is like no brainer, but but yeah, good. I just hope they keep it up, and I really hope they eventually, before it's too late, before someone bigger comes along, they get a chance to really do a massive update for their game. It'll be interesting to follow and see if they really fulfill their full potential, or if this is kind of like the peak of Alvo.
Yeah, well, if the journey is just beginning, or if this is the tail end of it, you're right, and I think I 100% agree. It all depends on what the competition does. That makes perfect sense.
Right. There's not much competition right now, but shit.
Right, dude.
By Q1 2023, like we've been saying.
Yeah, dude.
That could change.
If we get an actual Call of Duty game with an actual zombies mode,
okay, I would like that.
Everybody making first-person shooters in VR right now is in trouble. Everyone.
Well, lucky for them, Microsoft owns Activision now, which isn't really lucky for anybody, but
except for people who own Xboxes and want to have exclusive titles. Although Call of Duty is not going exclusive anytime soon, that's for sure. Anyway. That's the big roundabout way. That is a 62-minute way of saying, AJ, are you ready for some 20 questions?
I am ready.
Nice.
I haven't played this in a minute, Brian. How do we play again?
Well, let me explain. One of us, that's you, picks a PlayStation VR game. The other one of us, and everybody in the chat, has to come up with 20 yes or no questions to figure out what game you're thinking of. Guess the wrong game, you're out. You run out of time, you're out. That's all I got. Everybody in the chat help me out. I can't believe when I was playing PSVR games today. First of all, awesome. I don't know if you guys know this, but PlayStation VR, it's pretty fucking cool. Right?
It's really fucking cool. Man.
Yeah, I took my Quest with me to my parents' house when I was staying in their basement, and like I played some Walkabout, but only a couple times. And when I got home and I played some PSVR, I was like, oh yeah, this is way better than I remember it. This is good. I've been away from it for so long. It's been like 9 days. It's crazy. Yeah, PlayStation VR is pretty cool. But that said, this game is really difficult. And so help me out in the chat, guys. Let me know what questions I should be asking. And based on the answers to those questions, let me know what games that you think AJ's thinking of. Let me put a clock up on the counter. AJ, did you pick your game?
Yes, and I got to keep count, right?
You didn't really forget how to play this, right? I
did forget.
That was the joke part of this conversation. Like I forgot how good PlayStation VR is. These are jokes.
I'm like, I haven't been on the show in a few times. Last week was Dan. Before that, it was probably canceled for some reason. So
because it was an AJ episode.
I'm rusty as
I
fuck.
only cancel AJ episodes. I'm not sure if you're aware.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
But it certainly feels that way.
Well, you pay attention to the 29th. you see what happens. All right, let's do this.
What's the 29th? Is that next Monday?
That's next Monday. Yeah, I did some quick math in my head. Yeah, I'm smart like that. All right, man. I'm gonna put 6 minutes up on the clock. Let's do this. Help me out, you guys. The developers of this game make any other PSVR games?
No.
Oh no.
This should be a pretty straightforward answers one. I like your chances.
Famous last words. Has this ever been or been considered for our top 25 list?
That is definitely
question number 2, you guys. Pretty straightforward one.
Ooh.
He's running down the clock. That's what he's doing. He's running down the clock.
I don't think so. I mean, okay. I really don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna write good.
It may have come up in conversation like once.
Not 25.
I don't think so.
Dude, we spent a whole minute on that question.
It was a lot harder than I thought.
Is this a does this game have multiplayer? Let's go with that first.
Does not have multiplayer.
No multiplayer. Holy shitballs. See, James Moore's asking about aim support, but I feel like any game with aim, almost any game with... That's not true. Let's go with this.
Braxbro said, "You sure canceled those Wes and Miles episodes last week."
Shh. It's way funnier if AJ thinks I hate him. Okay, way funnier. Okay, you're ruining the joke, you guys. Does this have aim support?
It does not have aim support.
Motherfucker, I'm never using your questions again, James.
Take it out on James.
Okay, and how is it that I've never heard this Gamecat name before? Gamecat Photo Nutter. Love it.
Oh, I've definitely heard that one.
Does it have a flat screen version?
It does not have a flat screen version.
Is this based on an existing IP?
It is not based on an existing IP.
Oh, guys,
you're at 6.
We're in big trouble.
Nah, you're at 6.
That last question was Fem, Mancunian Gamecat. Would you call this a puzzle game? We'll go with Braxbro's question.
This is definitely not a puzzle game.
Which also means no laser puzzles, Braxbro. Not a puzzle game. Do you do a lot of shooting in this game?
You do a lot of shooting in this game, yes.
Okay. Lots of shooting. Not multiplayer. Not aim support.
Not multiplayer.
So single player guessing move game. We're guessing moves. That's good.
I'm telling you shit unless you ask it.
That's good. I know. I'm trying to conserve questions here.
This can be an easy one.
Okay. I'm going to go with Nick, the Gamecat House question. Is this a wave shooter?
This is not a wave shooter.
Okay. Do you have Kramer 2K, 3K? Moving up in the world. Go to 4K next. Does it have full locomotion?
Does not have full locomotion, and that is your 10th question.
Oh my god. Okay. So it's not a wave shooter. Wow. Okay, now it can't be Blood and Truth, you guys, because that has aim support and a form of full locomotion, or form of not full locomotion. I don't know. We'll get back to that anyway. Ooh, CreeperBetty saying Pistol Whip. Sorry, Sirens on my end. Pistol Whip. Lots of shooting. Good game. Not top 25. No, Pistol Whip has definitely been on our top 25 list before, but good one. Let's go with Ben Dawson's question. Is this game on rails? Let's get this.
It is not on rails.
Oh boy. Okay, so there's no full locomotion. It's not on rails. It's not a wave shooter. This is tough. I think flying in the game would be considered full locomotion, Tatum.
Yeah.
Stick horses would imply that has full locomotion. Wow, this is tough. We're in big trouble.
You're not in big trouble.
Mark, Gun Club VR has full locomotion now. Is this a rhythm game?
This is indeed a rhythm game.
Oh, Braxbro, I think you might have just saved me. Let's see. Is this game similar to Starship Disco in some people's minds?
This game might be kind of similar to Starship Disco's in some people's minds, but don't tell Dave that.
Okay, and just this does have licensed music. That's my last question, I think.
This does have licensed music in it for sure.
All right, is this Audica?
At number 15, the game is in fact Audica.
Very nice, very nice. Oh god, I think Braxbro saved the day on that one. If anybody said
it was a collective effort, man. All the chat was working together to figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing all my work for me. Braxbro's Beat Blaster. This is.
You know, my favorite thing about Audica is that it randomly has a song from the Transistor soundtrack on it. I find that so cool. I have no idea why it's in there, but pretty cool that it does.
You know, what's funny about Audica is that at one point I had claimed that I liked Audica better than Beat Saber, and I had so much fun with this game.
You also didn't like it at launch either.
I didn't. I remember, right, because I went through this whole... I went on a fucking roller coaster ride with
We kind of
Audica.
like traded... Yeah, we traded places.
Yeah. Now that you bring it up, you're right. When it came out, I was like, oh, this is all I'm doing is shooting targets. It wasn't until I got to the third difficulty level, like what intermediate or whatever the hell it was, where things get really challenging, and you start suddenly it's like it's not just boom, 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 boom. It's boom, 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 dodge, smack. And it's like you're moving your whole body. It's like you get this whole rhythm thing going on, like more than just shooting in rhythm. And for me, that's when it was like, wow, this feels good to play. Like it's not just fun, but the motions that you're doing, every single thing you're doing in the game, is great. And that's when it hooked me. And that's when I was like, this has so much more going on than Beat Saber. I love it. And then probably the day after I said that, I never played it again.
Yeah, I really liked it at first, but I didn't feel that it was fun enough. I didn't enjoy the gameplay enough for the more challenge like I did Beat Saber. I mean, I do like swords a lot more than guns in games, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, still a decent game. Good soundtrack.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Some very good songs on there.
Maybe
way better than Beat Saber's soundtrack.
Maybe Audica will get a second chance on PSVR 2. It'd be really nice if we saw all these games come back with more support, a new fan base, new ways to play. I think we're going to see a lot of games get a second chance, and a lot of games that we just never even got on PSVR1, like just games that came to PC VR. Wes has been trying to sell me on Wilson's Heart for like since we met, and I'm like, that's great. I'll play it on PSVR 2. There's like no chance in hell it's coming to PSVR 2, but I'm gonna that's the chance I'm gonna take. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. Don't forget, if you're going to watch Gamescom, opening night of Gamescom tomorrow anyway, come watch it with us. It's going to be me in Aceville. Aceville doesn't get enough screen time on this channel. Anytime a special event comes up, especially when it's 2 in the afternoon, in the normal co-host can't be around. We love getting to hang out with Aceville. A fan favorite for sure. People like Aceville way more than they like me. I feel like if I die, I should leave without parole to Aceville. AJ's like, you motherfucker. But thank you guys. Yeah, so hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for a live stream of Gamescom. We're going to talk over a whole lot of it, a lot of the boring stuff. It's going to be 2 hours. So you're
going to need to.
Yeah. But it does seem like we're going to see some good games, though. Even some of the flat screen games, like Callisto Protocol, we'll see more of that. We'll see lots more of everything. So it should be a fun time regardless. So, James Moore says it's his birthday tomorrow. I'm sorry we're not getting you anything better than a live stream. I don't know, somebody make James a cake and we'll blow out some candles or something. Happy birthday, bud. Thank you to everybody who hung out today. Thank you, AJ. Make sure you subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. That link is in the description below. And of course, don't forget to join our Discord. Click that link in the description below. Come hang out with us. That's where these conversations happen 24/7. Thank you to everybody who hung out in the chat. Thank you to everybody who helped me with 20 questions. Thank you to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/withoutparole and thank you to everybody who sat back and watched the show and didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there and we love you just as much. Welcome back, AJ. Can we cue the cat?
Yeah, cue the cat, Brian, because I want to say, see you guys on West. Actually, no, before that, see you tomorrow to Hector, Robos, Cakes. Everyone's giving James Moore some cake.
Oh, you said cakes. I swear to you, I thought you said KKK.
Oh, no. Cakes. Dr. Dance also giving some strawberry cake. Mancunian Game Cat. Flame Hat, the Game Cat says, boop. Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house tonight. Kill the Cell 777 in the house tonight, baby. It's okay if you're late. Kill the Cell, because it's Kill the Cell, baby. Nick the Game Cat. Oh! GB, the Talk Positive Squid Cat. I love that name so much. Magic the Game Cat, the luckiest giveaway enter on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe it's been a while, though. Ian Stanbridge says the cake is a lie. Johnny Ripe the Straight Cat, thank you so much for joining in, man. Jay Meow says, at PSVR Without Parole, did you see PSVR 2 was announced for early 2023?
No, we didn't.
I don't even know what PSVR is, man. Fat Boy Vernon, thank you so much, man. Johnny No Pockets, the AKA the Who Dat Game Cat. Oh, miss saying that. Stevie Dan 1969, what up, my dude? Got Stevie Dan, everybody. Got his PS5. Let's go. Still waiting on that adapter, but it's okay because he's going to go see Muse soon, and I'm still jealous. Gamecat Photo Nutter says cheesecake. Rex loves PSVR2. Love the name. Nihilus Ride of the Game. Feline. Thank you, man. Stay metal, brother. You guys are the best. Love you guys. Scott, Jessica, PSN, Hairfell, PSVR, Gamecat for life. I told you I got to say the whole thing because it's kind of my thing. Awesome Tatum. Good times indeed. All of you. Love y'all. See you again soon.
But we especially love Gamecat Photo Nutter.
Yes, we do.
Love you guys.
Brex Bro.